Alexander Crawford, Jr., native son of Skowhegan, Maine. Alex was born in 1838 on a farm at the end of a lane just off the Dudley Corner Road in Skowhegan. His father, Alexander Sr., was a farmer, as well as the stagecoach driver from Skowhegan to Bangor. He made 3 trips a week, one way each day for many years. Young Alex attended the Dudley Corner schoolhouse about a mile down the road. Later, he attended Bloomfield Academy on Baptist Hill. In 1863, he enlisted in the 21st Maine Volunteers for a period of 9 months, one of the 294 young men and boys who enlisted from Skowhegan during the Civil War. His unit was sent to New Orleans to fight against the Confederate forts along the Mississippi River. The Louisiana lowlands proved to be a terrible place for Maine soldiers during the torrid summer of 1863. The hardy New Englanders had no natural immunity to malaria, yellow fever, or any of the many tropical diseases found in that region. Sometime in June, Alex Crawford was shot through the shoulder, a deep and painful wound involving broken bones. He barely survived the medical treatment and the frightening conditions of the field hospital and later in sweltering New Orleans. His enlistment was up, and sometime in early fall he was ordered to the Coney Military Hospital in Augusta, Maine, now known as Togus. As Ulysses S. Grant was made the supreme commander of the Union armies, he called upon President Lincoln to raise as many forces as possible. Maine was asked to raise 2 new volunteer regiments, the 31st and 32nd. Abner Colburn was governor at that time, and he prided himself in meeting the quota for Lincoln's war. Alexander Crawford, Jr. was enticed to join the 31st in October of 1863. Alexander had a young lady friend who lived in New Sharon with her parents. She was several years younger than he, but they enjoyed each other's company. Her name was Lucinda Fletcher, but Alex referred to her as Tin. They corresponded while he was serving his country, sharing their lives and experiences. As the war drew to a close in 1865, Alexander wrote Tin and proposed marriage, and she accepted. Alex was anxious to get to his home in Skowhegan, but when he finally made it home, he found that his parents were in ill health and had sold the family farm due to indebtedness. However, they had rented the farm back and still lived there. Additionally, the farm had not been properly worked for 5 years and would not support a larger family. The wedding was put off for a while until he could resolve the situation. Somehow, Alex found a way of repurchasing the property, but it took all of his available cash, and no doubt he had to incur some debt as well. Finally, they were married in November of 1868. Unfortunately, Lucinda died in 1882 at age 36 from some progressive disease, perhaps a type of cancer. Alex remarried a much younger woman, Ellen Williams. Sadly, she died in June of 1887, just 22 months after the marriage. In 1893, after serving his country proudly in the Civil War and reestablishing a life on his family farm, Alexander Crawford Jr. died at age 55 of tetanus, one of the hazards of life on a farm powered by horses. One son survived, Eugene Crawford. He was well educated and became the city engineer for Waterville, and then moved to Iowa, likely in pursuit of a better paying job. He married, and they had one son named Earl. One pleasant summer day in 1998, Earl Crawford, the grandson of Alexander Crawford Jr., knocked on the front door of the Skowhegan History House. He asked for a tour and apparently made up his mind that the museum was a satisfactory repository for his inheritance. He was looking for a place that would properly care for his grandfather's possessions and make them available to be seen and appreciated by the people of Skowhegan. Earl Crawford donated all of his grandfather's personal memorabilia, including the Civil War uniform, playing cards, canteen, shaving kit, journals, and the letters to and from Miss Lucinda Fletcher, New Sharon, Maine. Here they reside forevermore.